Hi, I want to show you the analytics workbench that was developed in the CS Track project. It can be used to analyze citizen science projects, find connections between them, and to create recommendations of projects based on interests and projects you looked at. In the sidebar, we have up here project recommendations. As this is the first time we are visiting the page, these are currently general recommendations. This will change, however, when we start looking at projects. And down here we have suggestions of projects that have not been analyzed yet. So let's say we have this project we're interested in, which is called Frog Song. In this project, the participants listen to audio recordings and identify what frog species can be heard in the clip. We can now check if this project is in the database of the Analytics Workbench by typing in the name of the project and clicking Analyze Project. So now we see it is in the database, but it hasn't been analyzed yet. So we can check the description here and then analyze the project. What this does is using the project description to assign research areas to the project, which in this case are environmental sciences and ecology, zoology, biodiversity and conservation, and so on. It also assigns SDGs, which in this case are life on land and no poverty. And we get extracted from the description named entities such as persons, places, organizations, dates, and numbers. Now, looking at the results, we might have results that don't really fit. So we can just edit them. So for this, we have results like 6 or 5 that are correctly considered numbers, but aren't necessarily adding meaning. So we can just edit this and remove these results. And we can also modify results. For example, this here, that's kind of pushed together two things. We have this name, which we now edited, and then we can also add a new named entity by copying and pasting the text and choosing a type, in this case organization, and applying that. Now we have added this named entity. So now we save our changes before going back to the overview, and there we already see that our changes have been applied and are now saved. So now that we've had a look at the project-specific results, we can also see how this connects to other projects by looking at the dashboard here. Here we can see that there are currently 109 analyzed projects in the Analytics Workbench database. For these projects, we here have an overview of how many research areas and SDGs were assigned, as well as how many named entities were extracted per project as a minimum, maximum, and an average. We also have overviews over the top research areas, named entities, and SDGs for these analyzed projects. In these overviews, we can also see how many projects are associated with each. And down here we have the network view. So since we've just looked at this project Frog Song, it is pre-selected and we have the network view centered around it. We can see what projects it connects to from the 108 other projects. So this maybe doesn't tell us what we want to see, as we merely see projects it connects to, but we don't see how or why. If we're now interested in, say, the connection via zoology, we can choose here the research areas as a connector and apply that to the network. So now we get this view of a network with projects and research areas where we have still our project in the middle and the network is centered around that. And we can see the research areas it connects to. Here we have zoology, and we can look at projects that are connected to that. And now we have, for example, the chimpanzee project. And if we're now interested in that, we can just double click on it, and this leads us to the page of the analysis results of chimpanzee. And here we also have the link of the project if we wanted, based on that, to participate in that project. We could go there. What we can also see now is that now that we've looked at a couple of projects, these recommendations on the site have changed and are now indeed based on the projects that we've been looking at. If we want recommendations based on specific input from us, we can use this Find a Project like tool. So let's say while we've been working on the Frog Song project, we are also very interested in astronomy. So we type in astronomy here and pick the astronomy and astrophysics research area, and then generate recommendations with this. So now we have these recommendations and can check those out. We can again click on the individual projects and see the results for those and the descriptions, and again have the links showing us more, and we can look at the other projects as well. I believe that is it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or contact us. You can find the link to our website in the description. Feel free to check that out as well. There you find more updates on our project and upcoming events.